Hi guys, my name is Antos, and today I want to just do a quick little comparison between three different field monitors for film or video production that I use, in my everyday kind of productions, and sort of talk about the good and bad of each monitor. So I have three drastically different monitors. At the top of the price range is the Optimus Shogun here on the right side, and this one retails for around $2,000 right now. Great monitor, and it's also an amazing 4K video recorder, and it has amazing audio recording functions. But like I said, $2,000. Then I have the Icon Lilliput 663S monitor. This one is retails for around $640. You can find it on Amazon and eBay. For links, when to find all these monitors and best deals, check out my website at tomantosfilms.com, or just click the first link in the description of this video. And anyways, this is sort of a good mid-range kind of monitor. And then here, all the way on the left, is the Aputure, and this one is the V2 model, and this one retails only $200. So sort of on the lower end spectrum. So I'll start off maybe talking about this one. The good things about this monitor is that it's very affordable compared to all the other ones. It's actually the smallest and lightest of all three, and the batteries last the longest on this one. So it's great for that. So if you just simply need a monitor for, so you can get good shot compositions and also make sure that your shots are in focus, this monitor will do the job and does it really well. And also, one really cool feature that it has that so far none of the other monitors have is that it has the safe areas, for example, especially for like widescreen cinema scope, like 2.35 to 1 aspect ratio. Really cool feature, and since I shoot a lot of wider aspect ratio projects, it's really good to have that built into the monitor. So like I said before, in the past I would just pretty much have to put a piece of tape on there, or just kind of judge it by eye, which is not something that I would recommend. The sort of bad things maybe about the monitor is like, first, the quality of the screen is it's pretty good. It's as good, I would say, as the Icon, which is the mid-range one, and the resolution is pretty close to it. It's 10,000 by 10,024 by 600 pixels, which at 7 inches monitor is pretty good. The image quality is not going to be as good, definitely not as good as the Optimus Shogun, and I would say it's close to the Icon monitor. The resolution is actually slightly below. It's the 10,024 by 600 pixels, but at 7-inch sort of a screen size, I would say that resolution doesn't really make that much of a difference. The color reproduction is maybe not as great when you're comparing it to the Optimus Shogun, but again, I always advise not to rely on looking at the way the image looks in the monitor. Anyways, you want to use things like vector scopes or histograms to judge your exposure anyway. So I think it's a great monitor for really what a field monitor should be used for, which is getting good shot composition and making sure that your shots are in focus. So does the job, and like I said, it's $200. Now, another sort of feature that this one doesn't have, that the other more expensive monitors have, is that it does not have SDI inputs. Also, it does not have a loop through. For example, it does accept HDMI in, but it does not have HDMI out. So if you want to split the signal to wireless video receiver or to another monitor for your director, for example, or client on set, then this monitor will not do that. So next one is the Lilliput, and the Lilliput monitor is again 7 inches. All the monitors are 7 inches, and it's it's a pretty good, like I would say, mid-range monitor. Now it is drastically bigger and heavier than this one. This one's almost 1 kilo. This one's 380 grams. Another thing, maybe quickly comparing the two, is that the viewing angle on this is around 170 degrees. When you basically meaning when you're getting to that angle, it's going to be really hard to see on the monitor. And the Icon is sort of the same way when it comes to the viewing angles versus for example, the Optimus. Optimus has a really amazing viewing angle. You can go pretty much 180 degrees and you'll still see the image the same way as if you were looking at it head on. Now, getting back to the Icon, like I said, it's maybe the negative thing is it's a little bit bigger, heavier, but it is actually really well built. It's like a cast iron, and I'm not even sure what this material is, but it's really sturdy body. It has accepts all of them accept the Sony NP-F style batteries, but the batteries last pretty long time on this. I think almost as long as the Aputure monitor, maybe a little bit less, simply because it has more features and functionality. So like I said, it has more of these features for when it comes to histogram, things like that, and for peaking. And also another really good thing that it has, that I was saying that the lower end monitor doesn't have, is it has HDMI in and output, and the same thing for SDI in and out, and it has all the other standard connections. So also you can connect actually 12-volt battery power here using the XLR connectors. So really cool feature if you want to use, let's say, those bigger Anton Bauer batteries, or let's say if you have a Anton Bauer battery already, let's say, connected to your camera, then you can just run a splitter and use that to power the monitor. So really cool, and really sturdy monitor, and like I said, decent image quality, just as the Aputure one. So it allows you to judge, like I said, the exposure, I mean the composition of the shot, and the focus of your shot. So that's the Lilliput monitor. And then the higher end one, which is the Optimus Shogun. The positive things is, it's like I said, amazing image quality, amazing functionality, has vectorscope, false color built into it. Also has amazing, audio recording capabilities, 4K, Apple ProRes recording capabilities. So it's really good in that sense. Has HDMI inputs up here and outputs. Also, it has the SDI inputs and outputs. Uses the Sony NP-F batteries. Now, the negative thing about it is that it eats the batteries like crazy, so you will need a lot of batteries to power this for a whole day. And also, it's just the build quality, it's kind of cheap. It's this cheap sort of flimsy plastic, so you do want to be really careful with this thing. You definitely, you don't want to drop it. Like, for example, like the icon, even here it has an extra sort of shield that will sort of protect it. If it is falls face first, it will basically protect it so that the LCD glass will not actually break. Versus this one, if this goes face first, that's it, you're gonna crack the screen for sure. Not to mention that, like, I've heard already a few people saying that when they dropped it or had something hit, then the actual case of the monitor here on the back would get cracked. So that's one thing to really watch out for. And also these huge vents which are really exposed means that if you're shooting outside and you have a little bit of like let's say a little bit of rain or something like that, you got to be really careful with that. But aside from that, amazing 4K recorder and an amazing quality monitor, probably best one I've ever actually tried. Especially when you consider that it's 7 inches and it delivers a full 1080p HD resolution. Now the last thing maybe I'll say is just when it comes to using these outside, I always recommend having a sunshade. Really good thing is that both this monitor and and the Icon, they both come with a sunshade included, so it's really good, and they actually perform pretty well outside in broad daylight. This monitor, the Shogun, like I said, it's great, especially if you're using it indoors in a studio. But when you're using it outside, you definitely need to invest in a good sunshade, and you also need to make sure that I would say it's like a really one of those tube shades which are really long, because the monitor unfortunately is a little too reflective from my experience. So like I said, it's just going to reflect too much of the sunlight, and it's going to be then really hard to see what's actually displayed on the monitor. And if you increase the brightness, for example, or the contrast for the monitor, then it's going to eat the batteries even quicker. So that's sort of the one thing to watch out for. Anyways, if you guys want more information about where you can find the best deals for each of the monitors, as well as, for example, where you can find the batteries and the best deals for that, check out my website at tomantosfilms.com, or you can check the link in the first link in the description of this video. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.